Linus, you've got to lose the blanket. Oh, yeah, the blanket? That's Vinny Serrato. Vinny, this is a mess, and you got no offensive linemen. That's your problem. You've got wide receivers that don't appear to be able to play. All right, now for Jim Zorn. Jim, you too are not a head football coach in the NFL. High school? Definitely. You can coach in high school. You can coach my son in high school anytime.
John Riggins going off about the state of the Redskins, and this Sunday the Skins take on yet another winless team. They played nothing but so far. Let's go live to the Sports Junkies on 106.7 The Fan to get their input. Guys, a lot of former Redskins now criticizing the team right now. So are all these guys that we watched for years crazy, or do they have a point here?
Some of the guys have a point. John Riggins talked about this week that it's an organizational problem, and it's something that we've talked about for years. And it's really kind of interesting to see somebody like Riggins, who has a little more credibility than the Junkies, pummel the owner and Vinny Serrato, who he called a blanket.
Right, he's only Super Bowl MVP. So he has that equity built up where he can lash out against the Redskins and people take him seriously, as they should.
Right, but the thing that's so weird about it is that, it's Riggins, and he's just posting these clips on YouTube on his own.
It's kind of a weird forum.
You got to remember, this is a guy that worked for Snyder, so there's a bit of a scorned lover theme to this, too, because he was let go by Dean.
But did he say anything untrue, Jason?
No, but I think he's a little embarrassed about the way the team is perceived, especially nationally, and how they're playing. I mean, with the money that Dan Snyder spends, he's probably embarrassed that his old team that he probably, lived and died for, is playing this way. And I don't think that, you should expect anything less than former, John Riggins saying stuff like that.
Right, but it's more than just being embarrassed. He's needling Dan. He's going out of his way.
It's true, but did he say anything untrue? He really criticized Vinny Serrato, and we've talked about it a lot on this show. The Redskins are a team that lacks depth. They lack talent, and you're going to see a horrendous offensive line this week because of the injuries.
Like Eby said, he does clearly have an axe to grind. I mean, when he basically says about Zorn, you can coach the ankle biters, maybe even coach my kid's high school team, but you're not cut out to be an NFL head coach. I don't disagree with the fact that he can't coach at the NFL level, but he basically should max out as like a coordinator, maybe a position coach.
But he's saying that mostly for effect, but he's basically saying the Redskins are not a good team, and they're an organization that's a mess. Is that untrue?
They're in disarray, and that's clear.
True. But it's sort of the domain of hack radio DJs like us. Usually don't expect it from a guy like John, who's, let's be honest, John's respected. His opinion, people take it seriously.
Standing in front of a wood pile of some wood he just cut on YouTube. This is weird.
But I don't really think it's a big deal. I mean, the Redskins need to go out and get a win. That's what they need to do.
Yep.
And the players can, act like crybabies.
It's funny that you mentioned yourselves because I want to listen to what Mike Sellers had to say earlier this week, and I know you guys have heard this, and he's not the only one who came out basically saying it's people like you and I who are the problem for this. Here's Mike Sellers responding to the media the other day.
Keyword positivity. No negativity. Period. Don't give none. Don't show it. Be positive.
Yeah, and that's as to the negative comments that are being made.
When you lost to a team that hadn't won in 19 games, the Detroit Lions, you eke out a victory over a pathetic Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, and then you lose to another winless team. Now, they've been fortunate. They have this fluky scenario where they play winless teams every week. Eventually, that's going to end. They're just a bad team.
Well, I sure hope that Mike Sellers never has to play in Philly or New York.
Right. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah,
he would get blasted.
I mean, I actually, that clip irks me to no end because, come on, it's not our fault that we didn't drop the ball at the 1 yard line. We didn't drop the pass in the end zone.
It's not our fault that Mike Sellers, who's usually paid to block, can't block anymore.
But does Mike Sellers understand that 99% of the media wants them to win?
Yeah, of course.
Besides us?
Right.
No, I actually want him. I'm a diehard Redskins fan. I want him to win.
But it helps the media, especially the guys who cover the team every day that go out to Redskins Park, if the team wins.
What's the media to do?
It's uncomfortable for everybody.
What is the media to do in that situation? They're not allowed to ask a question?
No.
That's all that was asked of him.
Got to be positive, JP.
What do you think?
Positive about the team.
What do you think's going on? What's wrong with the team? Why are you losing to pathetic teams?
Right.
That was the question.
Well, he doesn't want to focus in on the real problem, which is in that locker room.
And he's bitter because he was called out because he got in a fight with Clinton Portis.
You know what?
That's the fact of the matter, that the media actually reported that he was fighting with his teammate.
It's all Dave Feldman's fault. We all know it's Fox fault.
We tell Feldy that all the time. We're going to put it on Feldy. We're going to put you guys on hold, too. Next hour, we'll actually talk about what they have to do to win on Sunday, because we all know no game is a given anymore, even when you play an 0-5 team. Guys, thank you very much. The Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. We'll see you again next hour. We'll talk more about it.